Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Dear students, welcome back to biology online classes. So the chapter what we are discussing is all about the animal kingdom. In the previous class we have studied some important features of class Chondrichthyes, that is cartilaginous fishes. In today's class we will study one more important class, that is class Osteichthyes, which includes the bony fishes. So it is also derived from the Greek word. Osteos means bone and ichthyos means fish. So this particular class includes the bony fishes. So we will study the important characteristics. First one, the endoskeleton is bony. The endoskeleton is bony. Cartilaginous fishes it is cartilaginous, but in bony fishes it is bony. Then we will see their habitat, the place where they live. They are both freshwater. They can live both freshwater as well as marine water. Freshwater and marine, the place where they live. Then the body is streamlined, of course. In cartilaginous fishes also body is streamlined. Here also body is streamlined, because both are fishes that streamlined body offers minimum resistance while swimming in the water bodies. Then mouth is directed forward or mostly terminal. So the mouth is mostly terminal. Mouth is mostly terminal. In cartilaginous fishes we have seen the mouth is ventrally located, but here it is terminal. I have the specimen of one fish, that is bony fish, which is Osteichthyes. See, this is a particular fish that is called as a carp. Okay, you can see where the mouth is located. It is terminal, not ventral. You can see the fishes have eyes, a pair of eyes which are laterally situated, and they have all over the body scales, then paired fins. Okay. So here the endoskeleton is bony. Have a look into this particular fish. If you cannot see properly, then after reopening I will show you. It is kept in the biolab. Okay. Let me draw one diagram for you. So here the mouth is located, that is terminal, pair of eyes. Then all over the body they have scales. This, what type of scales, that I will explain you. And they have fins. There is a branch of biology which deals with the study of fishes. So there is let me write this. This is the pectoral fin or the dorsal fin, and this is the pelvic fin. So how many are there? This is a pair, this is also a pair. This is the caudal fin or a tail fin. So these are the scales. and they have nostril. Now here the nostril serves important purpose, that is for smell. Nostrils are not meant for exchange of gases, sorry, it is only meant for grasping the smell. But here for exchange of gases, that is respiratory gases which are dissolved in the water, is done by gills. So they have gills inside the operculum. There is a lid. In the cartilaginous fishes we have seen the gills are separate without an operculum. Mucchala illa. So they have here the operculum. So there are around 5 pairs. In some there are 6 to 7 pairs of gills in case of cartilaginous fishes. But in this case particular bony fishes, they have 4 pairs of gills only. They have 4 pairs of gills. So there is an operculum, muchalike ide, covering, which covers that gills. Gills are not naked. Okay. Body streamlined, which offers minimum resistance while swimming in the water bodies. So there is a branch of biology which deals with the study of fishes, is called as ichthyology. It is called as ichthyology. Ichthyos means fishes, logos means study. Ichthyos meaning fishes and logos meaning study. Got it? Easy. Okay. So mouth is, what is the location of the mouth? Mouth is located terminally. They have 4 pairs of gills which are covered by an operculum. So the next character, they have 4 pairs of gills which are covered by an operculum. This also I have explained the point. Then on each side means on each side. So this is a fish. This side 4 and this side 4. Total 4 pairs. That means 8 gills are present. So each side alone you can see one at one side, and one side 4 and another side also 4. So 4 pairs of gills which are covered by a muchalike, that is an operculum on each side. So there is another important feature. Skin is covered with cycloid or ctenoid scales. Skin covered with either cycloid scales or ctenoid, cycloid or ctenoid scales. Ready? What is cycloid scale or what is a ctenoid scale? Let me draw the diagram for this. It is the base. You can see here like a circle. So that is why they are called as cycloid scales. Circular scales. Now in fishes, if you count this number of circles, they may indicate the age, how old the fish is. That can determine the age of fishes by counting the number of circles. So this is cycloid scale, or maybe called as ctenoid scales. Cycloid scales or ctenoid scales. So there are different kinds of scales, ganoid scales, cycloid scales, ctenoid scales, placoid scales. But in this particular bony fishes, it is called as cycloid or ctenoid scales, that is skin is covered. So due to the presence of the skin, when you touch the body, the exoskeleton, that is the scales, gives you a rough or porous appearance. So that is about okay. Next important features. Air bladder is present which regulates buoyancy. So air bladder present for buoyancy. So why the air bladder is there? Air bladder is filled with the air and it helps for maintaining buoyancy. ತೇಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. Otherwise, in case of cartilaginous fishes, the air bladder is absent. So when the air bladder is absent, then the fishes have to put pressure constantly, they have to swim in order to avoid the sinking. But here it is not that case, because here they can easily float on the surface of the water because the presence of air bladder. So here the air bladder is always present. Then heart is of two chambered, of course. Heart is two chambered. With a single auricle and a single ventricle. Adu kuda same character like of cartilaginous fishes. So with the single auricle and a single ventricle. Here also you can see a single circulation, not the double circulation, single circulation. So they are all cold-blooded animals. So fishes are what? Cold-blooded animals. Then what are the other important features? Sexes are separate, fertilization is usually internal. Sexes separate and fertilization is external. Fertilization ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು? ಬಾಡಿಯ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಯಾವುದು? Okay, male sex is separate and female sex is separate. So they are mostly oviparous and the development is direct. Oviparous under egg laying animals. Oviparous and development is direct under without any larval stages. So development is direct, means without any larval stages. So these are some of the important features of Osteichthyes or the bony fishes. Now let us write the different examples for this. Hippocampus, that is seahorse. Then Exocetus, that is the flying fish. Then there are marine fishes as well as freshwater fishes. Marine fishes example Exocetus ide, that is flying fish. Matte Hippocampus, that is seahorse. Matte freshwater fishes ige Labiorota, that is rohu. Katla, that is Katla. Then Clarius andra Magur anta. Then aquarium fishes like a Betta, Petrophyllum. Betta is a fighting fish and Petrophyllum is a angel fish. So there is a Pterophyllum. Pterophyllum is an angel fish. So I will write the different examples. First we will write for marine fishes. Marine fishing examples. First one is Exocetus, commonly called as flying fish. The video is another, show you later. It can fly up to certain height, few feet. Flying fish. They are shown beautifully in one of the channel, that is National Geographic channel, Exocetus. Then Hippocampus. Hippocampus and seahorse ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಮುದ್ರದಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಮೆರೈನ್. ಇಟ್ ಸ್ನೌಟ್, ಅದರ ಮುಖ ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಾಸಿನಾಗಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಸೀ ಹಾರ್ಸ್. ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಬೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಊದಿಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ರೊಟ್ರೂಡೆಡ್ ಔಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಮೇಲ್ is separate and female is separate because sexes are separate. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಮೇಲ್ ಶೋಸ್ ದ ಪೇರೆಂಟಲ್ ಕೇರ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಮೇಲ್ ಅದರ ಬ್ರೂಡ್ ಪೌಚ್ ಉಂಟಲ್ಲ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಯೊಳಗಡೆ ಎಗ್ಸನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅಂಟಿಲ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾಚ್. ಅವುಗಳು ಮರಿ ಹಾಕುವ ತನಕ ಆ ಎಗ್ಗನ್ನು ಆ ಬ್ರೂಡ್ ಪೌಚ್ನೊಳಗೆ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವುದು ಮೇಲ್ಸ್, ಫೀಮೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಮೇಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೋಸ್ ಹೂ ಶೋಸ್ ದ ಪೇರೆಂಟಲ್ ಕೇರ್. ಯಾರು ಪೇರೆಂಟಲ್ ಕೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? ಮೇಲ್ಸ್. ನೋಡ್ದ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನಂದರೆ ಎಗ್ ಇಡೋದು. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡ್ತದೆ ಎಗ್ಗನ್ನು ತಂದು ಆ ಮೇಲ್ ಉಂಟಲ್ಲ ಅದರ ಬ್ರೂಡ್ ಪೌಚ್ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಪೌಚ್ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ತಂದು ಇಡ್ತದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಮರಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಮೇಲ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಶೋ ದ ಪೇರೆಂಟಲ್ ಕೇರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸಿ ದ ಟೇಲ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕರ್ವ್ಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೆಂಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಟೇಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಪ್ರೀಹೆನ್ಸೈಲ್ ಟೇಲ್. ಆ ಟೇಲನ್ನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? ಟೇಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೀಹೆನ್ಸೈಲ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಕರ್ವ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದೇಳಿ ಹೀಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಫಿಶ್, ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಸೀ ಹಾರ್ಸ್, having the brood pouch, tail it is curved, the tail is curved, and it is called as the prehensile tail. Okay. Then the other examples, freshwater forms example. First one, Labiorhoita, commonly called as rohu fish, ಸಿಹಿ ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಕಾಟ್ಲಾ, ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕಾಟ್ಲಾ. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಕ್ಲೇರಿಯಸ್ ಅಂತ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಮಗೂರ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಮಗೂರ್. ಓಕೆ. ದೆನ್ okay, magur. Then the other fishes, the aquarium fishes, aquariumನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು, that is one betta, it is commonly called as fighting fish. Then Pterophyllum, is commonly called as angel fish, Devate meena. It is very beautiful and differently colored, brightly colored, that is, and looks like an angel. So this particular fish, Pterophyllum, it is called as angel fish. Betta, fighting fish, ಅದು ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಬೇರೆ ಫಿಶ್ನೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as fighting fish. So these are example for aquarium fishes. So these are some of the important characteristic features of the bony fishes or the chondrichthyes. So let's revise on the different points. Osteichthyes means, osteos means bone and ichthyos means fish. The endoskeleton is bony, so they are called as bony fishes. Important characteristics, they are habitat, they are lives in freshwater as well as marine. The body is having streamline flow. Mouth is mostly terminal. They have 4 pairs of gills covered by operculum on each side, and the skin is covered by either they are called as cycloid scales or ctenoid scales. Then air bladder is present, which helps for maintaining floating, that is buoyancy. Heart is 2-chambered with single auricle and single ventricle and single circulation. Cold-blooded animals, and sexes are separate. Fertilization is external, oviparous, and development is direct without any larval stage. Examples for marine fishes, Exocetus, commonly called as flying fish, Hippocampus, commonly called as seahorse. Then freshwater fishes, Labiorhoita, commonly called as rohu, Katla, commonly called as katla. These are all the food fishes of Karnataka. ಅದನ್ನು ಫುಡ್ಡಿಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ಲೇರಿಯಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಗೂರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ದ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ವಿ reopen the classes. Then some of the aquarium fishes like betta, fighting fish, and pterophyllum, that is the angelfish. Now, this is also an important question previously asked many times for 5 marks. Then one more important question they ask in the exam. Differentiate between chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. Most often asked, very important, most important question for the exam, for the boards. They asked many times for 5 marks. Write any 5 differences or differentiate between the chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. Then you have to write any 5 differences. Each difference carry 1 mark. So total 1 into 5, 5 marks. ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀತೀರಿ? ಓಕೆ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಗ osteichthyes ಮತ್ತು chondrichthyes. Now ಈಗ you have to remember both the characteristics of both chondrichthyes, cartilaginous fishes ಮತ್ತು characteristics of osteichthyes, that's bony fishes. Now we will differentiate. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೇನೆ, ನೀವು ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ you remember the habitat of the bony fishes, like cartilaginous fishes. They are marine. ಆದರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ they are marine as well as the fresh water. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನಂದರೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೌತ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆಂಟ್ರಲಿ ಲೊಕೇಟೆಡ್, ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿ? ಕಾರ್ಟಿಲೇಜಿನಸ್ ಫಿಶಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಆದರೆ ಬೋನಿ ಫಿಶಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮೌತ್ ಈಸ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್. ಅದು 2 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಮೂರನೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನಂದರೆ, ಈ ಕಾರ್ಟಿಲೇಜಿನಸ್ ಫಿಶಸಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಾಕಾಯ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಬೋನಿ ಫಿಶಸಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇದರ್ ಸೈಕ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ಟೀನಾಯ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸ್. ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಂದರೆ ಟೇಲ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಟಿರೋಸರ್ಕಲ್, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಮೋಸರ್ಕಲ್. ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಐ ಆ್ಯಡ್, ಟೇಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೋಮೋಸರ್ಕಲ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಬೋತ್ ದ ಲೋಬ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 2 lobes ಇನ್ ದ ಟೇಲ್, ಬೋತ್ ದ ಲೋಬ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಫ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇನ್ ಲೆಂತ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಟರೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಲೆಂತ್, ದ ಲೋಬ್ಸ್. ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಶೋನ್ ದ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದು 4ನೇ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. 5ನೇ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್, ಏರ್ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಡರ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾರ್ಟಿಲೇಜಿನಸ್ ಫಿಶಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಬೋನಿ ಫಿಶಸ್ ದ ಏರ್ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಡರ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಏರ್ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಡರ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೆಮ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ದ ಬಾಯನ್ಸಿ, ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫ್ಲೋಟಿಂಗ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಅದು 5ನೇ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. 6ನೇ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಬೋನಿ ಫಿಶಸ್ ಆರ್ ವಿವಿಪೇರ್, ಕಾರ್ಟಿಲೇಜಿನಸ್ ಫಿಶಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ವಿವಿಪೇರಸ್, ಬೋನಿ ಫಿಶಸ್ ಆರ್ ಓವಿಪೇರಸ್. ಅದು ಮರಿ ಹಾಕುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಇದು ಮೊಟ್ಟೆ ಇಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ವಿವಿಪೇರಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಓವಿಪೇರಸ್. 6 ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. 7th ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್, ದೇರ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್, ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಗೋದು. ಬೋನಿ ಫಿಶಸಲ್ಲಿ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಆಗೋದು. ಅದು 7ನೇ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು, 7th ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಬೋನಿ ಫಿಶಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 5 pairs, ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 5 pairs ಆಫ್ ಗಿಲ್ ಸ್ಲಿಟ್ಸ್. ಅದು 6 to 7 pairs ಕೂಡ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಬಟ್ ವಿದೌಟ್ operculum. But here there are 4 pairs of gills and covered by operculum. ಅದು 8ನೇ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 9ನೇ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಂದರೆ, ಬೋನಿ ಫಿಶಸ್ ದ ಎಂಡೋಸ್ಕೆಲಿಟನ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೋನಿ. ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಕಾರ್ಟಿಲೇಜಿನಸ್ ಫಿಶಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಡೋಸ್ಕೆಲಿಟನ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಟಿಲೇಜಿನಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬೋನಿ ಫಿಶಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಡೋಸ್ಕೆಲಿಟನ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೋನಿ. So these are the 5 differences what we have listed. So important question, differentiate or write the differences between cartilaginous fishes or bony fishes or chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿಗೆ. So with the examples you can write. Okay, ಅದು that will add more weightage for your answers. So this is about class osteichthyes. So note down the points and write down my lecture notes. Okay, so I will erase and I will start with the next class, that is class amphibia. Okay, let me erase this first. Okay students, class amphibia. So this is also derived from the Greek word amphi, means both. Bios means life. The members of this particular class amphibia, they can lead their life both on land as well as on water. Ubhayavasigalu. So what are the examples? If you see this class amphibia, it has been divided into 4 3 major orders. This is extra important for your CET and NEET competitive exams. 3 orders. Order 1, that is A-neura. A ಅಂದರೆ without. Here neura ಅಂದರೆ here it is tail. So they are commonly called as tailless amphibians. Tailless amphibians. Now examples for this is hyla. Hyla means it is a tree frog. Hyla means it is a tree frog. Hyla, tree frog. Then comes bufo. Bufo means it is a toad. Then comes bufo means toad. ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೊಡ್ಡದಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಕಪ್ಪೆ ಹಾಗೆ. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ರಾನ ಅಂತ, ರಾನ ಟೈಗ್ರೀನಾ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಬುಲ್ ಫ್ರಾಗ್. Indian bullfrog, because the body is stout, very stout like a bull, and it also makes some croaking sound like a bull. That is why it is called as Indian bullfrog, that is Rana tigrina. ಅವುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಸಹ ಬಾಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, so they are all called as tailless amphibians. Second one is apoda. A means without. Poda ಅಂದರೆ legs or appendage or limbs. So they are commonly called as limbless amphibians. Limbless amphibians. Example ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ichthyophis. ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಒಂದು ಸ್ನೇಕ್ನ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಹೀಗೆ. Actually it is not a snake. It looks like a snake, and here they are surrounding the eggs and they protect the eggs found near the moist mud. Okay, ichthyophis. Then third one is apoda is over. Then third one is Urodila. Uro means here also tail. So they are commonly called as tailed amphibians. ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. Tailed amphibians. Example for this is salamandra. ಅದರ common name salamander. It's commonly also called as tiger salamander because tiger ತರಹ ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಪಟ್ಟೆಗಳಿವೆ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. So commonly called as tiger salamander. Salamandra, Urodila. So if you see the class Amphibia, it has been divided into 3 orders. One A-neura without tail, so tailless amphibians. And the second one, examples for that is Hyla, tree frog, and before that is toad, Rana tigrina, that is Indian bullfrog. Second order is order Apoda. A means without, Poda means limbs. They are called limbless amphibians. Example is Ichthyophis, and third one is Urodila. Uro under tail, and they are tailed amphibians. Example is Salamander, that is salamander. So yeah, dear students, we are studying about class Amphibia. So let us discuss one by one the different characteristics. So what are the different characteristics? Amphi means both, or also called as dual, alwa? Dual nature. ಅಂದರೆ ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅವುಗಳು, ಅಥವಾ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂಡ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಉಭಯವಾಸಿಗಳು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಯಾಟ್? ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಯಾಟ್, they are aquatic and terrestrial. They are aquatic as well as terrestrial. This is the habitat, means the place where they live. For example, frogs. You might have seen the frogs. They live on water bodies as well as on the land. Correct? Because of their breathing capacity, they have gills in their larval stage, so they can exchange the gases which are present in the water. Okay, that is one thing, that is gills. Then they have skin for respiration. It is called as cutaneous respiration. We will study that. So they can live on land. Okay, they have lungs for their breathing, so that helps to survive on the land. So because of their breathing nature, okay, breathing nature, correct, they can survive both in aquatic as well as in terrestrial habitat. That is why they are called as amphibians or ಉಭಯವಾಸಿಗಳು. ಕಪ್ಪೆಯು ಒಂದು ಉಭಯವಾಸಿ ಜೀವಿ. You have studied in the lower classes, isn't it? Okay, so most of them have 2 pairs of limbs. Most of them have 2 pairs of limbs. A pair of 4 limbs, ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಇರುವ limbs, then a pair of hind limbs, ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂಥ limbs. 2 pair of 4 limbs, 2 pairs of limbs ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು pair of 4 limbs and 1 pair of hind limbs. So I will write here 1 pair of 4 limbs and 1 pair of hind limbs. So 2 pairs of limbs, and body is divided into 2 regions, head and trunk. Body is divided into head and trunk. ಒಂದು ಹೆಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಟ್ರಂಕ್ ಇದೆ. ಟೇಲ್ ಕೆಲವುದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕೆಲವುದಲ್ಲಿ ಟೇಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಟೇಲ್ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಆಂಫಿಬಿಯನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಟೇಲ್ಡ್ ಆಂಫಿಬಿಯನ್ಸ್. ಟೇಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೇ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಆಂಫಿಬಿಯನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಟೇಲ್ಲೆಸ್ ಆಂಫಿಬಿಯನ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವುದಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಮ್ಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ 2 pairs of limbs. ಎಸ್, ಕೆಲವು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಏಪೋಡನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಹೆಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ಟ್ರಂಕ್ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ I have a specimen for you. This is amphibia. Now they have head and they have trunk. Where is tail? Tail is not there. So body is divided into 2 regions. One is head, another one is trunk. So you are all familiar with this particular specimen of frog. So this is another important feature, head and trunk. Now the tail may be present in someone. So tail may be present in some. So those are called as tailed amphibians. Example is salamandra or salamander. Then skin is moist without scale. Skin is moist without scales. ಸ್ಕಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಮುಟ್ಟಿ ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ತುಂಬ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಮಾಯಿಶ್ಚರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಫಿಶಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಇದರ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಮುಟ್ಟಿದಾಗ ಹೇಗಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಉಂಟಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ರಫ್ ಇದೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಮಾಯಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಲಿಪ್ಪರಿ. ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅಡ್ಯಾಪ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೇಯರ್ ಸರ್ವೈವಲ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದೇಯರ್ ಪ್ರೆಡೇಟರ್ಸ್, ಅವುಗಳ ಬೇಟೆಗಳಿಂದ ತಪ್ಪಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೈಗೆ ಹಿಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಅದು ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಜಾರಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಸ್ಲಿಪ್ಪರಿ, ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಸ್ಲಿಪ್ಪರಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಈಸ್ ಮಾಯ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಲಿಪ್ಪರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ವಿದೌಟ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಮಾಯ್ಸ್ಟ್. ಆ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾಯ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಯ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಯ್ಶ್ಚರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ ಸ್ಲೈಮಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಸ್ಲೈಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂಥರ ಜೆಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅದರಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸ್ಲೈಮ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಲೈಮಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆರ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಯ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಮಾಯ್ಶ್ಚರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ that protects them from the predators. So that is another important point. Then they have eyes with the eyelids. Eyes with the eyelids. ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಐಲಿಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. You can see eyelids. Okay, these are the eyelashes, but they have eyelids. These eyelids are very well developed and they are very thick. Very well developed and they are very thick. So they have eyelids. Then a tympanum represents the ear. Tympanum represents the ear. ಸೊ ಹೆಡ್ಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಹೆಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಐಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಐಲಿಡ್ಸ್. ದೆನ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟಿಂಪ್ಯಾನಮ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಇಯರ್. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗಿದೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಇಯರ್, ದಿಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಇಯರ್ ಪಿನ್ನ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಆದರೆ ಅವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಇಯರ್ ಪಿನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಟಿಂಪ್ಯಾನಮ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದೇಯರ್ ಇಯರ್. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ರೆಸೊನೆನ್ಸ್, ಅಂದರೆ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ವೇವ್ಸ್, ಅದು ಸೌಂಡ್ ವೇವ್ಸನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಟಿಂಪ್ಯಾನಮ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಇಯರ್ ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಇಯರ್ ಡ್ರಮ್. ಸೊ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಾಗಿ ವೈಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಟಿಂಪ್ಯಾನಮ್. ಸೊ ಅಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಕೆನಾಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಯುರಿನರಿ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಡರ್ ಏನಿದೆ, urinary and reproductive structures, those together open into a common chamber. Alimentary canal. ಏನು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಕೆನಾಲ್, ಮೌತ್ನಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಏನಸ್ವರೆಗೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಮೌತ್ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಫೇರಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಫೇರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಈಸೋಫೇಗಸ್, ಈಸೋಫೇಗಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನ್, ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನ್, ನಂತರ ಏನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಕೆನಾಲ್. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಕೆನಾಲ್, ಓಕೆ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಕೆನಾಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ದ reproductive and urinary tract all open into a common chamber. All open into a common chamber. That common chamber is called as cloaca. What is that called as? Cloaca. ಅಂದರೆ ಅನ್ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಫುಡ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್, ಯಾವುದು ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ವೋ ಆ ಫುಡ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಯುರಿನ್, ಈ ಇವುಗಳದ್ದು ಯುರಿನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಗ್ಯಾಮಿಟ್ಸ್, ಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಎಗ್ಸ್, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ರಂಧ್ರದಿಂದ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಕಾಮನ್ ಚೇಂಬರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಕ್ಲೋವಾಕಾ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್, ಅದನ್ನು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಸ್ ಇದೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯುರಿನನ್ನು ಹೊರಗೆ ಹಾಕಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯುರಿನರಿ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ದೆನ್ they open separately. Anus will open separately, then urinary tract that will open separately, and gametes and discharge ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ we have opening, that is separate opening in case of female individuals. But here ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ. ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಕೆನಾಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್, ಯುರಿನರಿ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಓಪನ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಎ ಕಾಮನ್ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಅ ಕಾಮನ್ ಚೇಂಬರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕ್ಲೋಾಕಾ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಂಫಿಬಿಯನ್ಸ್. So respiration is by gills. Now this is an important feature, important for the exam. Respiration ಹೇಗಾಗ್ತದೆ? Respiration is through gills during the larval stage, and that larva is called as tadpole. Larva is called as tadpole. Frog is the larva, is called as tadpole. So respiration through gills, that is called as brachial respiration. It's called as brachial respiration. Or through moist skin. Through moist skin. If it is through moist skin, then it is called as cutaneous respiration. It is called as cutaneous respiration. Or it may be through lungs. If it is through lungs, then it is called as pulmonary respiration. It is called as pulmonary respiration. So respiration is through either gills, then it is called as brachial respiration, or maybe through moist skin, then it is called as cutaneous respiration, or through lungs, then it is called as pulmonary respiration. ಅಂದರೆ ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿರುವಾಗ ಆ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಅದು ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಲಾರ್ವಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಾಗ ಗಿಲ್ಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುವಾಗ, ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರುವಾಗ ಲಂಗ್ಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 3 ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆಂಫಿಬಿಯನ್ಸ್, ಉಭಯವಾಸಿಗಳು. ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್? ದ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ 3 chambered. Heart is 3 chambered. With 2 auricles and single ventricle. 2 auricles ಇದೆ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ವೆಂಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಇದೆ. 2 auricles and single ventricle. So they have incomplete double circulation. I already discussed in the yesterday's class. So all the deoxygenated blood, the blood which is less in oxygen, that is called as deoxygenated blood. So it will come first to the right auricle, ಬಲಕರ್ಣಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Then it will come to the ventricle. Ventricle is not divided into right and left, it is a single ventricle. ಆ ventricle ಇಂದ it will go to the lungs for exchange of gases. Lungs ನಿಂದ deoxygenated blood oxygenated ಆಗ್ತದೆ. That oxygenated blood will come to the left auricle. From the left auricle it comes to the ventricle. Oxygenated blood ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. From ventricle once again it will go to the different body parts. That is your oxygenated blood will go to the different body parts. So here blood has come to the heart twice, or heart pumps the blood 2 times, twice. That is why it is called as double circulation. But there is always a chance of mixing of oxygenated blood with the deoxygenated blood within the ventricle. So it is called as incomplete double circulation. It's called as incomplete double circulation. So 3 chambered with 2 auricles and single ventricle. Then these are cold blooded animals, ಅಂದರೆ ಶೀತರಕ್ತ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು, cold blooded animals. Human beings are warm blooded animals. These are cold blooded animals. That means poikilotherms. They cannot regulate their body temperature. Their body temperature tend to change according to the surrounding temperature. Then fertilization is, sexes are separate and fertilization is external. Sexes are separate, male sex ಬೇರೆ, female sex ಬೇರೆ. So sexes are separate. And fertilization is external. Fertilization is external. ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮೇಲ್ ಆಂಫಿಬಿಯನ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫ್ರಾಗ್ ಇದೆ, that will discharge their gametes, that is called as sperms, into the surrounding water body. ಮತ್ತು ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ರಾಗ್ ಏನಿದೆ that releases the female gamete, that is called as the egg, and that egg is also released into the surrounding water body. There the sperm will meet with the egg and fertilization will take place outside the body in the surrounding water media. That is why fertilization is external fertilization ಇದೆ ಅವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. Next, they are oviparous and development is indirect. Oviparous ಅಂದರೆ egg laying, oviparous, and development is indirect. That means through larval stages. The larva is called as what? Tadpole in case of frog. So these are some of the important characteristic features I have explained of class Amphibia by giving different examples. So once again we will revise. Students, note down all the points what I have written on the board, and also take my lecture notes. Later we will send the printed notes for you. So let me recollect what we studied. The class Amphibia means, the name meaning is derived from the Greek word amphi, means both, bios means life. They can lead their life both on land as well as on water. That is, habitat is aquatic and terrestrial. Most of them have two pairs of limbs, that is one pair of forelimbs and one pair of hind limbs. Then they have body is divided into head and trunk. Then tail may be present in some, that means tailed amphibians like salamander. Skin is moist, that is without any scale, and they have moist gland or slime gland, so that we cannot easily catch those amphibians because they will escape from the predators, because the skin is very slippery or moist, and eyes are with eyelets, and the tympanum represents the external ear. Now one more important and interesting feature here, the eyes are having membranous covering. ಅವುಗಳ ಐಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನಸ್ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನಸ್ ಕವರಿಂಗನ್ನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಕ್ಟಿಟೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ನಿಕ್ಟಿಟೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್. ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ನಿಕ್ಟಿಟೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ they will protect their eyes. Okay, it will cover the eyes so that when these amphibians are in the mud water, so the mud cannot enter into the eyes, so it will prevent the entry of mud into the eyes. That membrane is called as the nictitating membrane. So that is another important feature, presence of nictitating membrane. Then alimentary canal, reproductive and urinary tract all open into a common chamber. That common chamber is called as the cloaca. Then respiration takes place through gills. That is during the larval stage, and the larva is called as the tadpole. That respiration through gills is called as brachial respiration. Sometimes through moist skin, it is called as cutaneous, and even through lungs, that is called as pulmonary respiration. Heart is three-chambered with two auricles and a single ventricle, and they are all cold-blooded animals with separate sexes. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external, and they are oviparous, egg-laying, and development is indirect with the larval stage. The larva of the frog is called as the tadpole. So these are some important features of the the class Amphibia, and in next class we will study about some other classes of subphylum Vertebrata, that is class Reptilia, class Aves, and class Mammalia. Thank you for watching the video, and thank you students.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.